The new Gemini Robotics 1.5 update is wild. Google just dropped the biggest robotics update ever. We're talking about robots that can think, plan, and solve problems like humans. This isn't science fiction anymore, it's happening right now. Today, I'm going to show you Google's new Gemini Robotics 1.5 that's breaking every record. And the crazy part, you can start using it today. Let me start with this wild example that shows you what we're dealing with. Picture this. You walk up to a robot and say, sort these objects into the correct compost, recycling, and trash bins based on my location. The robot looks at the objects, it searches the internet for your local recycling rules, it figures out what goes where, and then it does all the work for you. That's not a demo, that's what Google's new Gemini Robotics 1.5 can actually do right now. And we're just getting started. Google DeepMind just announced two massive updates that are changing everything. First is Gemini Robotics 1.5. Second is Gemini Robotics-ER 1.5. These aren't small improvements, these are huge jumps that make robots think like humans. Let me explain what makes this so wild. Before this update, robots could only do simple tasks, pick up this, move that, basic stuff. Now they can break down complex requests into step-by-step plans. They can use tools like Google Search. They can even explain their thinking process in plain English. Here's what blew my mind. The new Gemini Robotics 1.5 doesn't just follow commands, it thinks before it acts, just like humans do. So when you tell it to clean up the table, it doesn't just start moving things around randomly. It looks at the scene, it figures out what needs to be done, it makes a plan, and then it executes that plan step by step. But here's where it gets really crazy. These robots can now learn from each other. Skills that one robot learns can be transferred to completely different robots. So a task that an Aloha 2 robot learns can instantly work on a humanoid robot from Aptronic or a Biarm Franca robot. Without any extra training, that's like teaching one person to drive, and suddenly every person in the world knows how to drive. It's that level of skill transfer. The technical details are insane. Gemini Robotics ER 1.5 acts like the high-level brain. It's the part that understands what you want and makes the big picture plan. Then Gemini Robotics 1.5 is like the hands and eyes. It takes those plans and turns them into actual movements. They work together like a perfect team. The brain says, pick up the red cup and put it in the dishwasher. The hands and eyes figure out exactly how to grab that cup and where to place it. And the spatial understanding is off the charts. You can point to objects in images, and the model tells you exactly where they are. Not just there's a cup somewhere, but precise coordinates, down to the pixel. Speaking of getting ahead of trends, if you want to stay on top of the latest AI developments and learn how to scale your business with AI automation, you should check out my AI Profit Boardroom. We currently have 1,000 members who are using AI to get more customers and save hundreds of hours with automation. The strategies we share in there are helping people build serious competitive advantages, no hallucinations, no made-up answers, just facts. This is huge for preventing the kinds of errors that could be dangerous in the real world. But wait, there's more. The video understanding capabilities are mind-blowing. You can show the robot a video of tasks being completed, and it can break down exactly what happened when. In one demo, robotic arms moved objects around a table. The model watched the video and gave a perfect timeline. From 0002 to 00013, the left arm picked up the green marker and placed it in the wooden tray. From 0015 to 0022, the left arm picked up the blue pen and placed it in the pen cup. Perfect accuracy, down to the second. Here's what this means for businesses. If you're running any kind of operation that involves physical tasks, this could change everything. Warehouses, kitchens, cleaning services, manufacturing. The robots can now understand complex instructions and adapt on the fly. But Google didn't stop there. They built in serious safety features. The models can recognize when a task might be dangerous or impossible. They won't try to lift something that's too heavy. They won't do anything that could harm people. And they developed something called the ASIMOV benchmark to test safety, named after Isaac Asimov, who wrote the famous robot laws. The benchmark tests how well robots understand safety constraints and follow physical limits. Now, here's where you can actually use this stuff. Google made Gemini Robotics ER 1.5 available to all developers through Google AI Studio and the Gemini API. You can start building with it today. The regular Gemini Robotics 1.5 is currently only available to select partners, but I expect that to change soon based on how Google usually rolls out their AI models. This is the first thinking model optimized for robotics. And when I say thinking, I mean it literally thinks through problems step by step. You can even see its reasoning process in real time. There's a feature called the thinking budget. You can control how much time the model spends thinking about a problem. For simple tasks, you can use a small thinking budget for faster responses. For complex problems, you can give it more time to think through all the possibilities. It's like being able to control how carefully someone thinks about a problem before acting. The performance improvements are massive. On academic benchmarks, Gemini Robotics ER 1.5 is hitting state-of-the-art results across the board. We're talking about 15 different benchmarks that test everything from spatial understanding to question answering. The generality is incredible. The model doesn't just work in labs with perfect conditions, it works in messy, real world environments with changing conditions and unexpected obstacles. Here's a crazy example that shows the level of intelligence we're dealing with. You can ask the robot to make coffee and it will guide you through the entire process. Put your mug here, place the coffee pod there, close the lid by moving the handle along this trajectory with precise coordinates for every step. It's like having a personal assistant that can see everything you see and guide you through any task. But here's what really gets me excited about this. The cross embodiment learning means that every advance in robotics now benefits every other robot. We're not starting from scratch with each new robot design. This creates a compound effect where the entire field of robotics gets better faster. Today's breakthrough becomes tomorrow's baseline for the next breakthrough. And Google is serious about getting this right. They have their Responsibility and Safety Council working directly with the robotics team. They're building safety into the foundation rather than adding it as an afterthought. The timing couldn't be better. We're seeing massive investments in robotics across every industry, from Tesla's Optimus robots to the explosion of warehouse automation. Having AI models that can actually reason about the physical world changes everything. If you want to get ahead of this trend, you need to start learning about these tools now. The companies that master AI-powered robotics first are going to have huge advantages over their competition. I'm seeing this pattern across every AI advancement. The early adopters get the biggest wins, and we're still in the early days of this robotics revolution. Now, let me show you something else that's wild about these new models. They can handle multi-step reasoning about physical constraints. So if you ask a robot to stack boxes, it doesn't just start stacking randomly. It considers the weight of each box, the stability of the stack, and the physics of the situation. And this kind of reasoning was impossible just a few months ago. Now it's becoming standard. The spatial grounding capabilities are especially impressive. The model can generate precise 2D points for objects in images, combined with 3D sensors on robots. This means robots can navigate and manipulate objects with incredible precision. And the natural language interaction is seamless. You can talk to these robots like you would talk to a person. No special commands or programming languages needed. But here's what really excites me about the future. Google mentioned they're working with Apptronic to build the next generation of humanoid robots. Using these models, humanoid robots that can think, reason, and adapt to any situation. We're talking about robots that could work alongside humans in offices, help with household tasks, and assist with complex projects that require both intelligence and physical capability. The question isn't whether this technology will change everything. The question is how fast it will happen and who will be ready for it. If you're in business, you need to start thinking about how AI-powered robotics could impact your industry. If you're a developer, you should be experimenting with these models now. If you're an investor, you're looking at the biggest shift in automation since the assembly line. And for everyone else, get ready for a world where intelligent robots are as common as smartphones are today. The barriers that kept AI in the digital world are disappearing. We're entering the age of physical AI agents that can perceive, plan, think, use tools, and act in the real world. And this isn't just an upgrade to existing technology. This is the foundation for an entirely new category of intelligent machines. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below and let me know what you think about these robotics advances. Are you excited about the possibilities or concerned about the implications? If you want to dive deeper into AI automation and learn the specific strategies that are working right now, you should definitely book a free SEO strategy session. The link is in the comments and description below. And if you want access to our complete AI training system with SOPs and processes for over 100 different AI use cases, check out the AI Money Lab. We have 20,000 members who are getting massive value from the tutorials and resources we share every day in the community feed. You can see exactly how I show a checklist of 100 different tutorials that we give away as freebies. Plus, you get all the video notes and training materials that complement everything we cover. The AI Money Lab link is also in the comments and description. With over 20,000 members, you'll be joining a community of people who are already using AI to scale their businesses and stay ahead of the competition. The robotics revolution is happening whether we're ready or not. The smart move is to start learning these tools now while they're still new, rather than waiting until everyone else catches up. Because once this technology goes mainstream, the competitive advantages will go to the people who learned it first. That's a wrap on today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay updated on the latest AI developments. And I'll see you in the next one, where we'll be covering even more cutting-edge AI tools that are changing the game. The future of robotics is here, and it's more intelligent than we ever imagined.